Okay, so I have my eyes prepped just a little bit. I'm going to still do another step, but this is what I use. And yes, this bottle is empty. I believe in using every bit of my product. So we're using this right now for the eyes. I like my eyes, my color to really pop on my eyes. So I always go with a really light base and then white powder. So bear with me. I mean, this is self-explanatory, but we'll do it just because. Now, as you can see, when I look straight, I have very hooded eyes. Very hooded eyes. Maybe it doesn't look like it right now. That's because it's so light, and it does help open up my eyes. So usually, if I'm trying to go for a younger look or a more wide open look, I will keep my eyes light. But like today, I'm totally feeling myself, so I'm going to go ahead and go through all my makeup today, which means dark eyes and small eyes. So but we're still gonna go with this because I still want that color to pop, really pop on my eyes. So we just blend it out with, I do it just with my fingers. Some people do it with a brush or a sponge on my eyes specifically because they are really sensitive to any tugging or pulling. I like to go in just with my uh, really light finger touch and blend this out. I do put a little bit in here again because I got hooded eyes, so it makes my eyes look a little bit more open, at least in the corner. And then always, because again I have downturned hooded eyes, I always bring my concealer up. And even when I do my concealer later today, you'll see I always go up. I like my eyes when I want them dark and closed. I want them dark and closed, but it still gives me a little facelift. Okay. So anyways, we're done with this for right now. So now I'm going to go in with some white powder. I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back, and I did find my compact. So this is what I use on my eyes. It's just CoverGirl Clean and Fresh, and this is white matte. This is translucent. It's number 100. And I did open it, and my compact exploded. So that must have been for me dropping my purse yesterday. So it's a giant mess in here. So bear with me because, this is not like the best, obviously. But yeah, so it exploded. But as you can see, it's white. It is white, and that's what I like to cover my eyes up with. So I'm going to take a brush. I almost never use the applicator. I just don't use the applicator. I like my brushes. They're very light on my eyes. Again, my eyes are very sensitive to being pulled on or dragged on. If I pull on them too much with something like this, it will cause my eye to close even more. Like I said, when I want to go open eye, I just do something very light. You can see. Once I start putting my dark stuff on, you'll notice my eyes are starting to close more and more. So bear with me here. Let me do this. Tap it off, tap off the excess. Oh, and then I got a big fluffy brush. I don't have any crazy expensive brushes. Everything I use is generic or cheap, really, but they're really good brushes. This, I don't even know where I got it from or who it's by, but this is a really good, big, soft brush, and I love it for my eyeballs. And then just blend the powder in. And see, it just makes that skin a little lighter. So your colors pop a little bit more. At least to me, I seem anyways. I usually go in with the second dipping of my powder, only because I want to make sure that I have a really good soft base. Having a nice soft base for me, it makes my colors blendable very easy. I do not use liquid eyeshadow. Some of you may, which then it won't be soft. It might be a little tacky. Me personally, I love my powders. I feel like I can blend my powders really well. And maybe I'm just not experienced enough with the liquid eyeshadow, but so we're gonna do this one more time just to make sure. I always blend up. I don't know if it makes a difference, to be honest, but I always blend up. I never go, well, you might accidentally see me go this way, but then I correct myself and go this way. I'm always blending up to lift my eyes a little bit. You know, I've got a big forehead, so I'm trying to compensate, trying to make everything go up so my forehead at the end won't look so big. So okay, so that's a second dipping of the white into this. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna get ready for the next step, which is gonna be adding my my eyeshadow. Really, it's a big long process. I love colors on my eyes, and I love to put like tons of color on my eyes. So let me get set up for that, and I will be right back. Okay, so because I always apply my eyeshadow while I'm kind of looking down, just so I get some more skin, I have readjusted my cameras as such, so hopefully you'll be able to see this a little bit better. So bear with me. Okay, so this is a big brush. Not very big, but for eyeshadow wise, it's a big brush. It's nothing special. I got this at Five Below, so it was like $5, but it's super soft, and I actually really like how it blends. It's my favorite blending tool. And then I have Juvia's Berry Collection. I realize this is made for a different skin tone, but I really like my colors and I really like them to pop, so I get something that was not technically meant for me, but it really shows up really well. So don't mind my palette. It's kind of dirty. Don't mind it. Obviously, it's well loved. So these are my colors. I tried to clean it up a little bit. So first of all, we're going to go with this top one, which is like a paler pink. And we're going to apply that all around, even on the bottom a little bit. And we'll add some more later once I get all my foundation on. But this is what we're going to start off with, this one right here. So you just want to take your big fluffy brush, eye brush, dab it a couple times, okay? And then you just want to put it above your crease. If you have hooded eyes, you really want to, even when I do my dark makeup, I put it above my crease, like up here. So that way I've got more room for dark on the actual lid. And of course it's going to make my lid look smaller. I understand that. That's fine. That's what I'm going for, is closed eyes. So this is what we're going to do. So just bear with me and you'll see how it turns out. Give me just a couple minutes here. I start off very light because it's easier to blend the light and just add layers. So we just start off real small, but see how I'm leaving that open section right here? And we'll even go through and clean that up once we're done, because it will end up not looking correct, but we'll go in with the brush and we will correct that afterwards. So again, adding another layer of that pale pink. You almost want to get your entire lid. Now I will go through and trace out my eyebrow at the I think it's like the second to last step that I do before completing my makeup, is trace my eyes. You'll notice that I don't do my eyebrows right now. I do my eyebrows last. So people may do it differently, and I understand that's completely fine. You do your makeup how it's comfortable for you, and I'll do my makeup how it's comfortable for me. Okay, so we're gonna go in with one more round of that pink. So very lightly blend it, and always blend out and up, always. And then we just put it all over. Please also understand how you hold your brush changes how the brush reacts. You know, if you put too much pressure, you're gonna have you know, it's not going to blend as well. And I noticed that, you know, if you do this, then you're trying to get more deep and make the color set more. But if you go to the tip like this, you're just going to use it later. It's just how at least that's how my body works. So you just want to go, I go almost to the end, like about right here. And then just blend that out. Not fully. It's not supposed to look perfect. We're going to a Halloween store. This is not supposed to look perfect, okay? Out and up. Always get your eyes up. So light, right? It's a good base. It's a very good base. So we'll do this. We're going to repeat the steps on the second eye. Now remember, your eyes are supposed to be sisters. They don't have to be twins. If they're, I mean, everybody, face varies. We've seen that with the TikTok trend where, you see what side of the face you're sleeping on more, right? One side will be different from the other. Obviously, mine is. I can clearly see that. And my eyes are shaped a little differently on each eye. So my eyeshadow is not going to come out perfect. And that's absolutely okay. A little bit of difference. Nobody's going to call you out on just a little bit of difference. They're just not. Us girls understand makeup. And we understand it's not always meant to be perfect. No. Got that in there. When I'm going for closed eyes, I will take my shadow and I will bring it all the way in here. Now, if I was going for an open eye look, I would not be doing that. And then you want to just blend, blend, blend. You cannot take too much time blending. I love blending, and I will honestly spend a couple minutes on it until I get exactly what I want. And again, all of us girls are different. I ain't gonna knock you for how you do your makeup, as long as you don't knock me for how I do mine. And if you do, then I don't really care anyways. It's always worked for me. So then we're gonna take that same big brush, at least I do, and I just wipe it off. I have a washcloth in my lap, and I just wipe my brush off for a second, get all that color off, and then we go in. I'm gonna go in with this hot pink on the bottom, this one. So we're gonna take this, but we're not gonna take very much of it because this brand right here, they have really good pigmented colors. So you only need a little bit. Obviously, I'll go through and touch this up as we go through the eyes, but again, you want to go above your crease. See what I'm doing here? You can go above your crease, and we will clean this up as well. I understand we're supposed to have a straight line, and we will get there. So baby steps, right? Okay. So take that, blend it above your hooded eye. And if you want closed eyes like I'm doing, if you want how my eye makeup turns out, you want to bring it all the way in. See how bright the color is? I mean, right now it's not super bright, I get that, but trust me, just bear with me. And then you want to blend. I go like this because I know how I line my eyes when I clean them up. So I pre-do this, which is just pretty much drag it to a, what do they call it? A fox eye almost. Where I go up a little higher than most people do. But again, that's because I have hooded eyes, and I have a lot of space between my eyebrow and my eyelids. So I like to really play with that space. So we'll go back in, get another little dab. Yeah, see, there we go. Okay, now pat that in just a little bit because this is going to be the start of my fake crease. And like I said, I will go in with concealer again and touch this line up so it ends up being bigger. So it'll end up being like a cut crease, right? That's what they call it nowadays. Now, I've always loved doing my makeup. I started screwing around with my makeup in middle school when my mom bought every color eyeshadow that Avon had to offer for Christmas for me one year. So I sat down and just started playing with colors. So I've always went crazy with my makeup, You could speak to my best friend Jenny from growing up, and she'll tell you. I have always messed with my makeup. I've just always been a makeup girl. Um, and I set a lot of trends in school. I was the trendsetter. So the girls always followed what I did, which must have meant I've been doing something right. So again, obviously I see that I'm going above my line or below my line, which is fine. It's fine. We're going to clean it up. So we're going to move on to the next eye. A couple little pats. Now I realize this doesn't look perfect, so we're not done blending yet. So again, we want to start that fake crease. Start it. We're not finishing it. This is not a finishing move. Okay? We just want to get some color deposited on there. I realize this might not be the best position for my phone, and I apologize. I did not set up my tripod today. I thought this was going to be quick and easy, and then I decided to do something with my makeup instead. So, this is not perfect or ideal setup for my camera. I understand that. So anyways, we're going to drag this up. And again, any color you get on your skin around your eyes is fine. We have not put foundation on. I do my eyes before I put my foundation on. That way, in case I get any fallout that I have to clean up, I'm not wiping off a couple layers of makeup and having to reset that again. So that's how I've always done my makeup. Eyes first, because I like to use a lot of color, and if I get any fallout, I know I can clean it up. Or if I go over my line, it's easy to clean up. If I blend past my eyebrow, it's easy to clean up, okay? So that's how I do it. So my roots. Okay, so that is a really good start. It might look messy to you, but trust me, I know what I'm doing here. So then we're going to take a smaller brush, which is again just from Five Below. It's nothing crazy, but it is it's usually a little flatter, but I always fluff mine out a little bit. If you can see, it's a little flatter and then wide. So this is what I use to cut my crease for my hooded eyes. Anyways, again, you may prefer a different brush, and that's absolutely fine. You're not here to follow my brush instructions. You're here to follow, or at least maybe pick up a tip. I won't say follow. Maybe pick up a tip on how to add a little something to your eyes. So then with my eye color, which is my eyes change, they're monochromatic, I think they call them. But right now I can see that they're like a bluish gray green. And so I'm going to go with this one here. They don't have the names for these colors, but we're going to go with this one, which is like almost a burgundy. It's not the darkest. Will be the darkest, but this one really makes my eyes pop, and I use this one quite a bit, which is surprising that I even still have this palette because I use it this much. A lot. So bear with me. You're going to see my eyes start to close because I'm putting on darker colors. You see how they're already looking closed? That's fine because that's what I'm going for. So I understand what I'm doing here. So then we want to put this is going to be your crease. So you put it a little higher. So when we go to cut our eyes out with the concealer again, when we go to do that cut crease, this is going to be my my new crease right here. Watch me away. I was never used to say. See, my eye is closing here. See that? And that's fine. That's exactly what I'm going for. So again, I know it's not blended out. We do blend everything out, but I just prefer to do it differently. I have tried doing it like most of the ladies do on YouTube or on TikTok, and that's just not me. That's not my style. So I tried it. I didn't like it. I like my way better. So we're not all meant to follow trends. We're not all meant to be sheep. Don't be a sheep. If you're going to be a sheep, be a black goat with horns. You know? Okay. Again, this one is not meant for blending. I'm just trying to push some color up, and I'll go back with my big brush again and blend this all together in just a minute. So we keep going with that new crease that we're making. What you reap is what you sow. What you give comes back threefold. As above, so below. Watch me, watch me. Sorry, people, I sing. See my hood coming down now? We're going to fix that with some concealer in just a second. Looks like I got a lazy eye now, right? Okay, just bear with me. We'll fix it. So, alright, so that's good for you. Now we're going to blend those colors out, and then we'll do the cut crease. So below, what you reap is what you sow. What you give comes back through. God, am I even allowed to sing on YouTube with this to music? I mean, are you? Or am I gonna get in trouble for this? I'm sorry, and In This Moment is one of my favorite bands, so listen to her a lot. Now again, we're gonna cut out this brow at the end of everything, so you guys are probably thinking this looks ridiculous. But trust me, it comes together. Again, I have a lot of space, and I don't pluck my eyebrows down. I always just pluck up. I mean, obviously, I try to give myself a little bit of an arch, but just how I was born, I guess. So now we're gonna blend this one out, kind of like the same thing. All right. And we got this. See how I brought out the color in my eyes, right? Okay. All right. So we got that. So now we're gonna do kind of like a cut crease, and again I just use I'm using a like an eyebrow brush, right, that you would line your eyebrows with. Again, from Five Below, so it's probably only $5. And then we're gonna go back with my cover up, and we're gonna just dab the brush a little bit. I don't use a lot. I don't go crazy with it. I just line it out. So I'm gonna take where I want my crease, and I'm just gonna dot it. And then I'll connect the dots. Does that make sense? Make sense? Okay, bear with me here. Okay, see how we got a little bit? And keep going back in with your brush. Maybe you want a lot of product on there first. I don't like a lot of product because then it takes forever to dry. And if it doesn't dry correctly before you put any more powder on it, it'll look like it's cracked or cakey, and you don't want that. See how it opens my eye back up, but we're going to go in with dark color on the corners, and so it'll take up some of that lightness. See, it kind of opened my eye back up, right? Okay. I go out a lot here, but then I go in really tight here because I'm trying to give myself more closed eye. You can see how much lid I have here underneath. Drives me nuts. I've tried lid tape. Lid tape does not work for me. It really doesn't. I have tried it countless times. I have followed all the little tutorials online on, you know, how to tape up your lids and whatnot. Never works for me. Okay, so take this and I just blend it out very lightly with my finger. I don't use a brush for this because I want to control how much I'm blending, and I can do that a lot better with my finger than I can a brush. Again, we will end up cleaning this up, all of this extra, in a couple more steps from now. So right now, don't worry about it. Okay, now we'll wipe that off. Take the same brush, we're going to just repeat it on the other eye, so instead of you guys having to watch that, I'll be back in just a couple minutes once I have them both lined out, okay? Okay, so I'm almost done with this eye. I was going to just go ahead and do the eye so you can see like partially the finished product. I'm not completely done, obviously, but this is getting there. Now I realize it's not perfect. It's not like a lot of these makeup superstars on YouTube. I get that, and that's not what I'm going for. So again, we're not going for, oh, I gotta look beautiful, I want to feel beautiful. No, we're going for dark. So if that's not your look, don't feel bad, I get it. And this is just one of my many. I just wanted to show you I did not put lashes on yet, and I did not put mascara on yet. I did not do my eyebrow yet. But this is just how the black and the pink all goes together. A little bit of shimmer. So I will come back in a few minutes and explain that to you, because now my boyfriend wants to call. So I'm going to put this on pause for a minute. I will be back. Okay, so this might be a bad angle for the way my makeup looks, and the lighting does not look right here. When I am in actual lighting, my makeup does look a little bit better and a little bit darker. Just because I'm in front of a camera, I have to make sure the lights are on so you guys can see all my blemishes, all my screw-ups, all that stuff. So bear with me. It looks like a mess as I'm doing it, but to me, I'm happy with this. And like I said, this is not like a glamorous look. This is not, hey, I want to be a trend. I want to be a trendsetter. This is not me teaching you new ways to do anything. I'm just trying to give you a couple hints and maybe give you suggestions if you have hooded eyes and you like dark makeup still. So bear with me, because this is going to get a little fast. Okay, so I'm going to be taking, now obviously I cut out my crease, I blended it just a little bit with my fingertips. So now we're going to go in with this darkness. Oh, no we're not. Hold on one second. We are going to go in with my Vivid palette, which you can see is very well loved. we're just going in for pink shimmer in the corner. And we're going to do several layers of shimmer just because I don't know why. I just do it. So anyways, we take our little pointed brush. Don't know what it's actually called, but it's got a point on it. See it? It's got a, like a cone shape almost. Okay. Wipe that off because we do use that quite a bit right now. So we're just going to dip it in a few different shimmers. I literally just like dip in the lightest ones. And then I go into my corner like this. Now, you probably can't tell on the side that I did that, and that's fine. It's just kind of like an extra step I do for myself. So I feel like I have a little bit of shimmer in my corner, even though I like to go dark. So, add a little bit more over here too, even it out. Okay. Then we go, dip your fingers in it, and you want to get it on the inside of your lash. Inside of your eyelid. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to cover it up, we're going to blend it, we're going to do all that stuff. So just get a little bit of shimmer. You see it? So we're just going to do this one, just a little bit. And you're going to go up all the way to that little fake crease that you made up there. Okay, you can see just a little bit. And then we go to our, where'd it go? Hold on. Go to our, the Sweet Pinks by Juvia. Again, not meant for my skin tone, but because they are bright colors and I like my colors, that go this. Yes, it's well loved. So we're going to go in with this one on the, I'm not trying to flip you off. We're going to go on with this one on the bottom. And we're just going to go in that, focus on that corner mostly, because you're only going to need a little bit. I do blend it out just so I'm not wasting it. And just get it in there as good as you can. I do a couple times, depending on how much buildup I'm trying to get in there. Okay. And then, like I said, I just blend it out just because I have some on my fingers. So, hit that. Okay. Now we go back to our other Julia palette, the berries. We're gonna go back to this one, but now we're gonna go with this dark shade right here, and we're gonna go in with our brush again that we were using before. So it's wider, but it's thinner. Wider, thinner, from Five Below. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go with that one. And you're just really going to kind of make a mess on your eyelid, to be honest. I just kind of wing it. So I always put a line going to my eyebrow, like this, okay? Always start with a line there. And then you're going to take this and you're going to go on the outside of that crease that you created. But you're going to also end up blending in that crease so it almost disappears. You're going to cover the inside corner of your eyelid. You see how much skin hides underneath my eyelid? I hate pulling on my eyelids and doing this. I do. Unfortunately, it's a step that needs to be taken. At least in my case. Maybe not in your case, but in my case. See it so far? And depending on how far you want your darkness to go, I was trying to get my darkness to go about halfway this time. Okay, now a little bit more here. Then we're going to go back in with our big blending brush, the one we were using in the very beginning. We're going to go in and blend this, and then we might have to add some more darkness. It just depends on your makeup that day. So I got lucky. I have an eyebrow scar right here, if you can see it. So I get lucky and I use that kind of like as a space, and I always do this. So it kind of keeps it in a line, right? You want to do this. Or you don't have to. You do it however you want. Another push to another travesty. So, boom, boom. I think we're going to need a little bit more of the darkness, just because I don't feel like it's dark enough. There we go, I think I got it that time. Oh, don't mind my stomach. If you hear my stomach growling, I'm sorry. Don't mind it. We got Knot Fest in a couple, 2 weeks? So I'm on a crash diet. Knot Fest 22. Woohoo! Phoenix. Who else is going? Anybody going? Did anybody go? This might be on YouTube for a minute. So did anybody else go? I went to the one in Phoenix. So if you end up going to Phoenix 22 Knot Fest, shout out. Okay. So now we're gonna go in with my eyeliner. Again, these are just everyday, like, drugstore stuff, right? So, and I have a thing I've always loved, Wet n Wild. They always come up with some really good stuff, actually. And this eyeliner lasts all day. It'll look like this all day. I won't have to touch it up, not once. So I use this one. This is the Master Precise. I know it's backwards. I apologize. With a felt tip. It's very tiny. Because I do have hooded eyes, and most of the time I want my eyes to look open, so then I'll just tight line my eyes. But this time we're tight lining and adding a cat eye almost, or fox eye, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, so bear with me. This is going to take me a second, and I will get back with you in just a minute, okay? See how it lifts my eye? So when I don't want dark eyeshadow, when I want my eyes open, you just tight line it, and it makes it seem more open, makes your lid space seem more. But we're not going for that today. But I drink that in the rivers here off the blood red. Still going for a little fatter than that. That's why I like the felt tip. Start out really small and go really big. Okay, so for the inside of my eye, or the bottom part of my eye, I will always use a pencil because it's blendable and I like to blend it. And again, it's just Wet n Wild and it'll stay like this all day. This is just black. Breakup proof, waterproof, does not, it'll smudge, don't get me wrong, it does smudge. But for me right now, it doesn't matter. I'm kind of going for that look anyways. You can see as tight lining, I already put a little black on my lower lid, which is fine. That doesn't bother me today. You just want to go through and do your water line, of course. Do a tight line on your bottom line. But you want to just over dramatize it just a little bit. And what am I joking? When I'm done with my makeup, I'll probably go and add more because I cannot have enough black eyeliner in my life sometimes. Don't mind these black spots here. Best tip for makeup removal, if you screw up in the middle of your makeup, whatever you're doing, let it dry. Don't just go and smear it because it'll be wet and then it'll smear. If you wait till it dries, you can either just flake it off or it'll cover up really easy with your cover up that way. Sorry, I'm trying to get black off my nails so I don't keep getting it on my face. Okay. And then you want to go into the corner. You want to make sure that your bottom line and your top line meet. You don't necessarily have to do a wing. With my really hooded eyes, I don't like wings on myself. It just doesn't look right to me. At least I could never get it proper. I gotta still blend that out some more. But, hold on. This is gonna drive me nuts. There. Sorry. We're not going for glamorous pretty, but we're at least going like we finished our makeup. Anyways, you want to make sure your bottom and your top line, your lash line, eyeliner line meet. You don't want to just leave them separated. It'll make your eyes look a little off. So if you just go in and finish that, just make it meet. Again, you don't have to get a wing, but you want that corner in there. Okay, and if you wanted to, you could drag it up and make yourself a big fat wing and you could probably pull it off. Me, again, I don't like it on myself. So, got that far. Put that stuff away. So what we're going to do is, we're going to blend this back out a second. I'm sorry, it's driving me nuts. This light is just not working for me today. Okay, so then we're going to take our cover up again and we're going to go in through and we're going to clean up the eyebrow a little bit. Again, this is not a perfect makeup look. I keep saying it because you guys are going to judge me because my makeup does not look perfect or standardized. It's not what I'm going for. I'm just going to lightly... Now, usually this is my last step, but I just want to do this so you guys can see the finished product on my eyes before I start on anything else. So I'm tight lining my eyebrows as well, except when I get to the bottom, then I'll flare it out just a little bit. So that will help create your eye shape just like that. And again, like I said, I like my fingers, so I just use my fingers and I blend upwards towards my eyebrows because I have not done my eyebrows yet, obviously. You can blend it up there so it's got somewhere to go. You always want to blend up, blend up, blend up. See? Okay, better, right? So then you just go in really, like sometimes I'll leave it bare. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of tan. Right now I'm just going to leave it bare. So right now you got my eyes. Got it? Okay. Dillo mascara, again, that goes with the eyebrows. That's all done at the last step. So now what you're going to go do is you're going to take your concealer and I line. And obviously cover up any blemishes that you have that you see. Okay, and then you would do under your eyes just slightly. I already did this one, so I don't want to add too much under it, or else it'll make it look cakey. So let's do this side. Because I did not add the shadow to the bottom yet. Again, these are little steps that I do at the very end. But watch how I do this. I'm sure you've seen this. Just take it, you go up. And there disappears all that makeup that went over that line. That fixable. Then you just match your lines as best as you can. I always do my neck as well. I wear a lot of clothes that show my neck area, obviously, so I always do that. So we get this. My trick is I let it sit for a second. You let it do its thing, especially if you're covering up blemishes. You want it to sit so it'll actually cover up, and you're always going up. Okay? Then you take, sorry, I gotta find my concealer. It's like a magical grab bag. Okay. Then I take my concealer, which is just Revlon Full Color Stay. I am number 330, or close enough anyways. This is full coverage. I like full coverage, so. But you don't need a lot. You get your little beauty blender, get some water on it, get it nice and wet. Not nice and wet, sorry, you want it damp. And then really, you just put a little bit of product on it. Don't mind my sponge, I've already used it this morning. So you just want to put a little bit on it. And of course, you just blend up. So you want to cover that space between your eyes and your cheekbone lift. And you want to blend that line that you brought up because you want dark in your temples. Sorry, I keep getting phone calls. Okay, so then you blend upwards. And then, like some ladies will do the light and the dark and then whatever. I don't need to do that. This is not a perfect day. We're not trying to look perfect today. Okay? Reaching out to the hands of God. And time to tell this is back and stuff. I personally always put concealer on my lips because then again it gives me like a lighter palette for my lipstick to stick to, and it'll turn out a little bit brighter than normal, and that's just what I do. So I'll let this sit for a minute in my divots while I do my big old forehead. A little bit more. I'm a little dry there. Okay, not too bad, right? Yeah. So, got it all blended out. Now we're gonna go with powder. So, powder wise, I end up going a couple shades lighter when I'm trying to go a little darker, if that makes sense. So right now we're gonna use the Cover Up, CoverGirl Clean Professional. This is number 115, translucent medium. Sorry, it always goes everywhere. Alright. I have a dry sponge in here. And it usually holds way too much, so you always just tap it out. And I would show you that, but it makes a mess, so. Then dip a dry sponge into some powder. Get rid of the excess, and then you're going to dab it on your face. Ouch. Make sure you pay better attention to those T-zone or your oily areas. I myself do not like shine. I like everything nice and matte except for the corner of my eyes. Now this will get better with bronzer. We're going to contour the face with bronzer. So bear with me here as we just get this base on. And see how my face lightened up because it's lighter powder, which is what I wanted. And you always follow it down to your neck, okay? Don't want to look like you're wearing a mask all the time. This is not Cover Up in my hair. This is my hair. It's a weird color. Kind of looks like there's Cover Up on it. There's not. Okay. Then just take a brush. It's a big old fluffy brush, okay? Again, this is from Five Below. Nothing special. But you just want to set all that powder. Now you're ready to finish this with a little bit of dark, right? So go back to our berries palette, to the super dark, the darkest one in. Oh, okay. So well, that sucks. So you want to go to your darkest one right here. A little tiny brush. Okay. So you're gonna line your eye. Anyways. Then you take that same brush and you go back to like my favorite color anyways. This one here. And line it just a little bit lower. But now that my powder is on, I can do this as well. A wet and wild brush. Okay. Are you leaving already? You came home for... Okay, I got 20 minutes. I gotta go to work. So, this brush, this color. I put my nail through my... Shit, I'm gonna need a new palette. Ulta, here I come. Well, this light and this camera, I gotta find a better light. I need to break out my ring light, I think. Not today, but my hair is elasticy today. I didn't even do anything. From having that conditioner overnight, it's elasticy, it's stretchy. No bleach and it's stretchy, go figure. Okay. Let me say hi. That's my boyfriend. Okay. Back to makeup. Lips. Are you leaving? Okay, kiss me. Alright, I love you.
You have a good day at work.
Alright, I love you. Drive safe. Nude liner, okay? Only on the bottom. And in your cupid's bow. Love you, bye. Okay, and then you put a little bit in your corners. And I always make it look like I'm smiling because why not? Okay. It's like an instant lip lift. Okay. Then since I'm going dark, hold on one second. So we're going dark. I'm gonna use dark liner. This is my super dark liner. This is from Ulta. And this is called Wine. It's the Ulta brand. I always use lip liner, I've always used lip liner. It's just something I grew up with and I still do. I've done it since I was a kid. It was usually black as a kid, but we started going into darker reds and purples. So here's this. So you always overline your cupid's bow just a little bit, not a lot, don't go crazy. Okay. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Don't do that. Cut your lips short. Now, because I am legally blind in my left eye, I've got almost no vision in my left eye. My lips always are never perfect. It's just me. It's just I do the best I can. So don't judge, I guess. Okay. I got small lips to begin with, so we've lined it with some dark liner. Now we're gonna go in with some red and purple, if I can find it. Yeah, okay, where is my purple at, people? My purple is gone? That's weird. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. We're going with red and purple. These are Super Matte Stay by Maybelline. I only use liquid lipsticks that stay. Kiss proof. So this one is, I don't know what color this is. Doesn't have a color on it, but it's purple. Okay, and then we go with this one, which is a red one. Same thing, Super Matte Stay by Maybelline. And again, there's not, oh, this is number 325 Shot Caller. This one does not have one, but it's dark purple. It actually is darker than what it's showing up right now. It is darker. So, just wipe off the excess, and then you just line your lips. Right? Okay. Doesn't look perfect, not supposed to be perfect. You're mixing two, and then you're blending with your lips. Go. Again, I wipe the excess off because the less layers you have of this, the better it's going to stay. You don't want this on super thick. Put it on super thick, it's going to take forever to dry, and then parts of it will still come off throughout the day. If you wipe it off and start with very little, you trust me, it goes a long way. And I mean, I cannot say enough about this lipstick. I've used this lipstick for years and years and years. I love it. I will never use anything else. Yes, I wish they had more colors, definitely, but I make my own. So anyways, here we go. You're just gonna color in the inside of your lips. And you're gonna blend. Go back in with that purple because I missed a spot down here. You want to do this before it dries. You have to be quick with this lipstick because once it dries, it doesn't budge. And if you put this color on top of this color after it's dry, it'll flake off. Okay? Okay, real quick, we're going to do some highlighter. I'm running out of time here. This light, again, does not show what I look like in normal life. This is a different light. Next time we'll change it. Again, we're using Wet n Wild. This is What Shady Beaches, okay? So I learned a trick the other day, which really, really works for me. And it's really make yourself have a double chin, okay? I'm going to take it all the way up to your ears. Don't do the middle part. But then I always blend my colors anyways. I'm American Indian, believe it or not. So I have really high natural cheekbones, which is great. It's great. But I always put my bronzer like almost over my bone, maybe a little bit under, because my cheekbones are so high. And again, this is not showing what I look like in real life. In real life, this is dark. It's dark on me, and it works really good with my skin tone. I have an olive skin tone, actually. Again, it's this light. See? Difference? Up. Always go up. And on my forehead in real life, you can see this works. This has shrunk my forehead. Yeah, it looks completely different on camera. I don't know why. I'll have to walk outside and show you in the sunlight in a second what I look like. I always take a little bit on my finger and put it on my lips, only because I don't see a lot of girls doing anything about their upper lip. And I don't know about you, but when I sweat, and I live in Arizona, it affects my lip. So I always put a little bit of dark on my lip. That way when I start sweating, it's not like taking everything off and I look like I have a white lip. I can't stand that. I don't know why they haven't came up with a little hack. I don't have one, unfortunately, but this is what I do. And depending on what color lipstick, sometimes when I do it, it makes me look like I have plumper lips. But you don't touch your cupid's bow area. You want to leave that light. That'll trick the eyes into thinking your lips are fuller than what they are. Okay? I know it's not perfect. I'm sorry. I'm running out of time today. Okay, so we're going to do the last one. I use my eyeshadow as blush. Yes, I do. It's got two purposes. Again, I love this palette on my skin tone. So we go back to this, and I go back with that first pale pink that I was using in the very beginning. This is my blush brush. This is Wet n Wild. It's a black rose. My middle name legally is Rose. So I bought them as soon as I seen them. Okay, so anyways. Did it, right? Don't need a ton because it's really high pigmented. And I just do it above where I put my bronzer. But I carry mine up here. I don't see a lot of girls doing that in real life, but I do it in real life. So carry it up, see? Up. Then I go over that jawbone area again because I got a real problem with my double chin. At least I think I do. And then always bring your colors down to meet your neck. You don't want to walk around look like you have a mask on. That's like the biggest. If I see somebody like that, if I see you walking around with a mask looking with your foundation, I will personally go up to you and just politely, very, very politely tell you to maybe next time you want to do your makeup, you want to cover it down your neck a little bit or get a better matching foundation. So this is what I'm left with today. Put a little bit of color in my eyebrows, but I always let my hair down because when your hair is up, it obviously pulls your skin tighter. It changes your eyebrow shape, so I always take my hair down when I do my eyebrows. I do a tiny, tiny little brush. I took the handle off purposely because I can control it better with my fingertips, and that's just my little hack. It works for me. So we go back into the berry palette because I'm very on matching eyebrows. I don't want this color makeup and black eyebrows. It doesn't make any sense. So I go back in with the color that I like the most, which is this top one. Again, we're going to go with that. We just dab that in there very lightly. And then I start down here because I want to give myself more of an arch, and I don't use liquid for this or pencils, so my eyebrows are not going to look like your eyebrows, and that's fine. I don't care. This is what I like, and this is what works for me. Okay. For me, that works. Maybe it won't work for you, but it works for me. And you can say you like it. You can say you hate it. You can say I'm doing it wrong. Don't care. Okay. See? What is wrong with that? Nothing. And now my eyebrows match my makeup, which I get a lot of compliments that it's all put together and all the same color. Now I will always put some kind of color or a little shimmer on my lips, but it's not dry yet. You can't put shimmer on this Stay Proof lipstick until it's dry. Now, it might take, honestly, a good 10 minutes. Go get dressed, because I never do my makeup in my clothes that I'm wearing. Go get dressed, go do your hair, and then leave a shimmer out just to put on your lips. So I will be back after I get dressed to add some shimmer. And I don't think I'm going to need mascara. Most of you ladies will want mascara and want the fake lashes, but I don't care. So I don't need it. I'm good. I'm going to get dressed, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. So we're just gonna add a little bit of shine to our lips. I like the matte, and I do go with matte quite a bit. But I will put a little bit of shine on my lips from time to time, and today is one of those days. So we go back into the same palette, and I use eyeshadow on my lips, and we'll go with this red here. It's got a little shimmer to it. Just gives you that wet lip look. See? And still kiss proof. It does not come off. Drink your water, eat an apple, eat some corn with some butter. It doesn't come off. There's been times where I've woke up the next morning and my lipstick looks just as good because I couldn't wash it off. I was tipsy or whatever, fell asleep with my makeup on, and it looked perfect. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to walk you outside so you can see how my makeup looks. This is natural light without the light in my makeup. Goes together, right? The light doesn't look too bad. Started out really messy, kind of chaotic, but it came together. So trust the process. Go with what you know, what you're comfortable with, but don't be afraid to experiment. Our face is like a giant coloring book. Go crazy, have fun. And if people don't like it, screw them. All right. So this is me signing off. I gotta go to work now. So thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Toodles.